Hello, I am excited to introduce Dawn, our amazing star client. I am so excited to share this story because she just blew this process out of the water and really was a huge inspiration for our community. And I'm so grateful you're here to share your story. So, Dawn, do you mind just sharing a little bit about yourself, where you were before you joined the program, and a little more about your situation?
Yeah. So I've run the gamut with where I was when I joined Career Evolved. Initially, it started off where I knew at some point in my career I would have to level up and try a different approach for advancement. I had been in executive roles in a couple of different places, and I was performing well. But again, to get to that next level, I really knew that I needed to do something different. Came across Olivia and Career Evolved, and I thought, okay, let me join. And then during the course of the time that I joined, my job situation changed. So I went from being kind of more of a passive seeker to an active seeker. So again, the whole gamut of emotions that go with both of those phases as where I was when I was involved with Career Evolved.
Fantastic. So when you started the process, and what were you having to overcome in terms of challenges as you went through this process?
You know, it's a great question. I think building up my confidence, but in a different way, showing up differently, and then the emotional and mental space. I mean, I can't tell you that that is one of the biggest differentiators I found for Career Evolved is working on that mental space and how you show up. And that has made, I'll get into why that's made such a huge difference, but that has made such a huge difference for me. Without going into the detail of how the program works, those are things that I still do today. And it has put me into such a positive mindset and the confidence that I mentioned before. I feel confident. I can handle myself in any situation. I knew that intellectually before, but I didn't believe it. And now I believe it. And I really do attribute a lot of that to the work that I did through the program.
And you came to us already at that C-level identity, right? So to even take it a step further and break through, what was the big shift for you?
The big shift for me was owning it. I mean, and I don't mean to sound trite with that, but it was really owning it. It was, okay, I've performed at this level, I've been successful at this level, but I had imposter syndrome. And I had to really break through that and say, no, I do need to be here. This is where I can do my best. And this is where I can serve whomever I'm working for or working with. And I had to really internalize that. I had all the external trappings. I didn't have that internal centeredness on it.
And that's what's really, I think a lot of people are surprised by that, that the higher you go, and I see this all the time with the C-suite, is there's actually more imposter syndrome at the top because you have less
Right.
people validating you, telling you you're doing a good job, right? So you don't get that outside validation
No.
at that level.
No, the accolades are far and few between. You'll definitely hear if you're not doing a good job,
Yep.
but hearing, "Hey, attaboy," or "attagirl," you don't hear that as much. So, how is I going to reinforce and know I'm doing a good job? Well, gee, I have the skills to measure what I'm doing. I can tell when I'm doing a good job, and I can now better articulate that to my stakeholders that I'm doing a good job. And again, I think also I don't want to get into esoteric topics, but the change in the energy around me was palpable. Started attracting more and more opportunities in, one of which I'm in now. That I just love. I'm very happy with in a SaaS company as their chief marketing officer. And then another unexpected thing happened, and I believe again it had to do with this energy shift. Is I got a paid board position out of the blue.
Amazing.
So, yeah, and good things just keep going. And I feel like I'm also in a position to help.
I also I want to acknowledge you did put in the activity. You put in the activity. You were actively campaigning. You were doing outreach to CEOs and adding a ton of value to these people. So, you became really the poster child for Career Vault, and you really were that light for so many people when you were able to attract multiple C-level offers. I mean, you blew our minds. So if you think about the process, like what was the biggest thing you learned through this whole process that you want to really hit on?
Helping others. I think that I always liked to help others, but there was probably a bit of a sense that, well, gee, if I'm okay, then I can help others. But learning that, well, no, if I'm in a position to help somebody else, regardless of my situation, I should do that. Not because I should do it because I'm going to get payback, but because that it's the right thing to do. And I got a lot out of that. And I still, to this day, I'm still networking, I'm still doing outreach, I'm still connecting people, and I'm not expecting anything in return. But I'm making a difference. And I think that that's had a substantial impact. That was one of the biggest takeaways. I really love that whole the go giver concept. And I'm, like I said, still connecting people, still trying to drive value for others, even though I'm not expecting anything in return, not looking for anything in
And
return.
that's why you continue to attract more opportunities, more connections, more, you know, doors are opening because you're leading with value and you're in that abundance mindset. It makes you so magnetic as a leader. And really, we just need more leaders in that mentality, right? Because the old school quid pro quo thing just isn't,
Yeah.
it's not working. That transactional
No,
mode, it's no longer effective
no, I totally agree with
because
that.
you can feel the expectations out the gate and it just kills the flow
Yes.
of the connection and the relation. And it's that relationship and that connection that's really allowed you to rise and break through, I think, because you did take so much care to add value and lead with value every single time with your outreach and your conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I all of the steps throughout the Career Evolved program really helped solidify how to approach that.
So, anything that you'd like to add to anyone that's listening that maybe is in that headspace of where you were when you first started this process, what would you say to them?
There's hope. There's hope,
Yes,
and where there's hope, there's faith. And have faith that if you do this and take these steps, your life is going to be different. Where I was a few months ago to where I am now, night and day. And I'm never going back. So neither do
absolutely
you.
not.
You never have to go back.
No, you're committed to this whole career management mindset. It's like a new lifestyle. It's just now part
Yes.
of what you do. It sounds like you've integrated it.
Yes. 100%. It's great.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate you and congratulations on all the success. I can't wait to see where you go next.
Thanks, Olivia.